Hello and welcome to the video on Power BI. In this video on Power BI, let us take a deeper look into the Power Query Editor. As a reiteration from my previous video, I would like to reiterate that Power Query Editor gives the best chance for a non-technical person to create a good data set to report on. Let's go forward. So the data set that I have considered for this session of the video is a simple column based data set that has four columns. That is, I'm going to have a table that has four columns with different data. So as a new functionality for this video, I would like to show you and give you a deeper understanding of what the merge queries and the append queries functionality in the Power Query Editor do with. But before proceeding with that, I would like to show some more demonstrations on the split column and group by functionality that is present in the Power Query Editor. To demonstrate the split column, I'm just selecting the date plus time data column in the data set. The moment I click on the split column drop down, I get different options. So out of which by delimiter and by position was explained in the previous video. Sorry, by delimiter and by number of characters was explained in the previous video. Do take a look at that video for that information. By position is what we are going to see now. The moment I click on by position, I get a pop-up here where it requires us to define the positions on which to split on. Interestingly, if you see now, the moment I click on by position, this pop-up window shows which automatically has the values 0 and 11 entered here. Let's go through with the same selections made. When I click on OK, the column date plus time has now got split into two columns, one with only the date and the other with only the time. So this shows that the Power Query Editor is intelligent enough to split the date and time. But this might be coincidentally or non-coincidentally happening. But then what we require is the date and time split into two different columns is achieved. Now I'm just undoing what I've did to get back the dataset to the original position. Now I want to show the group by functionality here. So I can click on the group by functionality irrespective of any column selected here. My pop-up is going to get displayed. Here I'm selecting the advanced option which is going to give us different options to perform the group by. Now I'll click on agent, add grouping, click on company and click on OK. So this is going to show the count of vehicles grouped by agent and company. This group by can be modified just by clicking the settings option here, which is going to again open the pop-up for the group by functionality that will allow you to change the grouping. Also, you have operations drop down here, which allows you to change the aggregation that you are looking for. There is one more interesting thing that I can show you in case of split column. For example, this company column has a combination of character and number in the same column. This split column option also gives us another interesting way to split the column by digit to non-digit, by non-digit to digit. Now, let me click on by non-digit to digit. The moment I click on that, as you can see, the company column has got split into company 1 and company 2. The one with only Maruti in it and the other one with only the numeric values in it. Let me undo this change. So now let us proceed and take a look at the merge queries and the append queries option. But before that, I would like to show you two other functionalities in the query. The moment I right click on this query table 2, I have different options that are available for this dataset. I can duplicate the dataset, I can reference the dataset. These are more like using the same dataset for different purpose, but let me show you the difference of duplicate and reference. I click on duplicate, a new dataset gets created, which is going to be very similar to the original data set. This can be said as very similar by looking at the query settings. The original data set is having a source and change type. Same, the duplicate data set is going to have. Now, let me create a reference to this data set. The reference table is created, but as you can see, there is no source and change type. This is a single source. Now, let me show you some more differences in this by changing the data set. Let me group this data set for this purpose. I'm just grouping the data set by agent. The moment I click on group, my data gets transformed to like this. But as you can see here, the duplicated data set is still the same old data set. This is because this is altogether a new data set with source and change type. Whereas if I click on the reference data set, it is changed as per the original data set. The reason is here the editor pane, the blank space shows that it is referencing the table 2. Whereas when I click on table 2, this duplicated value, it shows altogether different call. Here, the original source is being called here. That's the difference between duplicate and reference. Now, let us proceed with showing the merge queries and append queries. But before that, I'm just undoing the group by function. Now, the merge and append uh, are present here to replicate a certain functionality that we do with query. For example, the merge is similar to union. The merge is similar to join, while the append is similar to union. Both of these have a drop down to the right which shows merge queries as new. Similarly, append queries and append queries as new. The current data set has 27 rows in them. Now, this can be verified by by doing a count of rows. So as you can see, currently there are 27 rows in my table 2 data set. Let me append and show you what is the difference here. As I said earlier, append is similar to union. The moment I click on append, a pop-up appears which is going to give us two options to do. You want two tables, select it. You want three or more tables, you can select that. One more thing to note here is since this table 2 of 3 is a reference of table 2, you cannot append the same table with its reference. This is one point which you should be aware of. Now, since this table 2 of 2 is a duplicate of 2, let me try to append that data to this. Now, as you can see, a new step has got added in the query settings. Just to verify if the data has got appended, let me recount the rows. Now, as you can see, the same data set table 2, which was earlier having 27 records, is now having 54 records. Yes, let me undo let me keep this appended query step here. Now let me show you what is happening with merge queries. As I said earlier, merge queries is similar to the join operation. So this again gives us two options, merge query and merge query as new. Now let me click on merge queries. This, the moment I click on merge query, is going to create a new window that is going to give us an option to join with a different data set. From here, you can see there is a new data set called agent dimension, which I have. This is going to have just two columns, one with agent name and agent ID. This can be seen when I click on the agent dimension. So this has agent ID and agent. Now I would want to join based on agent column here and bring the agent ID to the same data set of table 2. Here I can mention the type of join that it has to be doing. So now for our purpose, I'm just keeping it as left join. I can also I'm seeing as left join by default. There are also other options like as shown here. Now I'll keep only the inner join here and click on OK. The moment I click on OK, a new expansion occurs here. Clicking on which I can select which column I would want to see. I do not want to use original column name, or if I want to use original column name as well, I click on OK. So this shows that this particular column is from agent dimension table and the column name is agent ID. As you can see, I can obviously remove the column name from being displayed. That is the table name from being displayed here. The next thing we want to see here is how do we change the data source for multiple data sets. Here you see four similar data sets all having the same data. If you go and look at the source of these data sets, it's from AdventureWorks 2012. The same is the case for all the data sets. All are from the same database AdventureWorks 2012 and the same table. Now I just want to change the data set to point at different data source. How is it possible? Click on the source and you have see the data source name. So here I can just change the database to which it is pointing to. The moment I click on enter, my data source pointing gets changed and my data gets changed. Now you see modified data, whereas in the original data set, this modified data column is null. So this is very simple and possible if the number of data sets is less. Let's assume that you have 40 data sets pointing to a same data source. Now that you want to change the data source for all 40 of them, one option you always have is go and manually change the data source for each of the data sets. But if it is me, I would not do it that way. Instead, let me show you a different way to change the data source. In my previous video, I had shown you that there is an option for called data source settings. So this when I hover it says manage settings for your data. Let me click on that and you see whichever is the active connection in the current file displayed here. Click on the change source option. This is going to give us a pop-up that is going to show the server as well as the database. Now here let me change the database and click on OK. So the moment I refresh, my data set is changed. As you can see, this has happened in every other data set that is pointing to the same data source. Now let me click on source. It shows data source has changed. So this is the case in every data set that you see here. So that's all in this video on Power Query Editor of Power BI. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe for more similar videos.